The human man wakes up slowly in a dark, quiet room. His body feels heavy, his head hurts. He smells clean air, not metal or blood. He senses someone watching him. When his eyes open, he freezes. One tall, regal and terrifying. One smaller, younger, with wide, glowing eyes. They do not move. They do not speak. Minutes pass in silence. The Queen studies him like a puzzle. The child mirrors her movements. The man remembers fragments. A space battle. His ship breaking apart. Choosing to stay behind so others could escape. Is he a prisoner? A test subject? A sacrifice? The Queen finally speaks calmly. Humans, you lived. The Queen explains. His species should not survive what he did. No human has ever survived exposure to her world. She says this without emotion. The child looks curious, not afraid. The man realizes. He is on an enemy capital world. These aliens have crushed entire human fleets before. Yet, he is alive. He was treated gently. His wounds are healed. He woke up slowly. Not suddenly, not with panic. Slowly, like someone rising from deep water, unsure if the surface was safe. At first there was only darkness, not the sharp kind, not painful, just soft black, calm and heavy. His body felt warm, too warm. His mind struggled to move as if thick fog filled his thoughts. He tried to breathe. The air came easily. That alone confused him. The last thing he remembered was cold, burning cold, metal tearing apart, alarms screaming, space pressing in from all sides. He remembered choosing to stay behind, remembered locking the door, remembered watching the escape pod launch without him. He should be dead. His eyelids felt heavy, but they opened little by little. Light entered his vision. Dim blue-white light, smooth and steady. No flicker, no alarms, no smoke. And then he felt it. He was not alone. His breath slowed without him deciding it. His muscles tightened, even though his body still felt weak. Something in him, something old and human, told him not to move. Someone was watching him. His eyes adjusted more. The room was wide and quiet. The walls curved smoothly, like stone shaped by water. Strange symbols glowed faintly along the edges, moving slowly like they were breathing. He lay on a low platform, not a bed but softer than metal. Clean, too clean. Then he saw them. Two figures sat beside him. They were close, close enough that he could see the details. Close enough that if he moved his hand, he could touch them. His heart began to pound. The one closest to him was tall, very tall. She sat perfectly still, her posture straight and calm. Her skin was pale silver, smooth like polished stone. Her eyes were large and dark, with thin rings of light moving slowly inside them. She wore no armor, only long flowing cloth that shimmered softly. There was power in her stillness. The second figure was smaller, a child. She sat slightly behind the first, copying her posture, though not as perfectly. Her skin was lighter, her eyes brighter. She leaned forward just a little, curiosity pulling her closer. Neither spoke. Neither moved. They only watched him. Fear crept into his chest, slow and heavy. He wanted to sit up. He didn't. He wanted to scream. He didn't. He realized something else then. He was not restrained. No cuffs, no field holding him down. His arms rested freely at his sides. His legs were uncovered. If this was a prison, it was a strange one. The taller alien tilted her head slightly. Just a small movement. Enough to make his heart jump. Her voice came soft and smooth, echoing gently in the room. Human, she said. The word sounded strange in her mouth, not harsh, not kind, simply stated. You are awake. He swallowed, his throat felt dry but not damaged. Yes, he said quietly. The child's eyes widened at the sound of his voice. The taller one studied him carefully. Her gaze moved slowly from his face to his hands, then to his chest, where faint scars showed through torn fabric. You were not expected to wake so soon, she said. He forced himself to speak calmly. Where am I? The alien queen did not answer right away. Silence filled the space again, thick and heavy. The child shifted slightly, her fingers tightening around the edge of the platform. "You are on my world," the queen finally said, "at the center of my empire." The words hit him slowly. Enemy world. Enemy empires. He remembered stories, human ships crushed, colonies erased, fleets torn apart without mercy. His voice stayed low, "Then why am I alive?" The queen's eyes flickered faintly. "That," she said, "is the question we are both asking." She gestured gently, and something unseen adjusted the platform beneath him, lifting him slightly so he could sit more comfortably. Her movements were precise, controlled. "You should be dead," she continued. "Your body endured damage that should have ended you. Your species is fragile." The child leaned closer now, studying his face openly. "But you did not die," the queen said. "You lived." He let out a slow breath. "I stayed behind," he said. "Someone had to." The child's head tilted. The queen noticed. "Explain," she said. He looked down at his hands. They were clean, healed. The deep burns he remembered were gone. "My ship was breaking apart," he said. "The escape pods were limited. If I left, others would not." The queen remained still, but the lights in her eyes shifted faster now. "You chose death," she said, "without command, without promise of reward." "Yes. Why?" He looked back up at her. "Because they were my people." Silence returned. The child's gaze moved from his face to the queen's. "Mother," the child said softly. The sound of the word struck him harder than anything else. "Mother." The queen did not look at her daughter, but her posture softened just slightly. "He saved them," the child continued. "I saw." He blinked. "You saw." The queen nodded once. "We observed your final moments. We expected fear. We expected desperation." Her eyes locked onto his. "You showed none." He said nothing. The queen stood then. When she rose, he truly understood her size. She towered over him, powerful and calm, like a living monument. "My kind does not understand such behavior," she said. "We survive by control, by order, by sacrifice chosen by leaders." She stepped closer. "You sacrificed yourself without permission." The child stood too, though she stayed back. "That made you interesting." The word chilled him. "Am I a prisoner?" he asked. The queen considered this. "No," she said, "not yet." The honesty in her voice frightened him more than a lie. "There are those who demand your execution," she continued. "Humans are considered unstable, dangerous." The child clenched her hands. "I asked her to save you," the child said suddenly. Both of them looked at her. The queen's gaze softened just a little. "You asked?" The queen repeated. "Yes," the child said. "He didn't run." She looked at him again. "Why didn't you run?" He answered without thinking, "Because someone had to stay." The child nodded, satisfied. The queen turned back to him. "My daughter does not ask for things," she said. "She did for you." A low hum filled the room. Distant voices echoed outside the chamber. "They are coming," the queen said, "to decide your fate." Fear rose in his chest, but he kept his voice steady. "What do you want from me?" The queen leaned closer, her face level with his. "I want to understand," she said, "why your kind chooses death and still survives." The doors behind them began to open. The child reached out and took his hand. Her grip was warm. "They are afraid of you," she whispered. He looked at the opening doors. For the first time since waking up, he realized something terrifying. He wasn't afraid of dying anymore. He was afraid of what humans truly were, and what the galaxy might do once it understood. The doors opened without sound. They did not slide or crash or shake the room. They simply parted, smooth and calm, revealing a wide chamber beyond. Soft blue light flowed in, cold and clean. The human stood slowly. His legs felt strong, stronger than they should have been. Whatever the aliens had done to heal him, it had worked too well. The child still held his hand. Her grip was small but firm. The queen stepped forward first. Her presence alone changed the air. The guards outside, tall figures in dark armor, lowered their weapons and stepped aside without question. The human followed. The chamber beyond was massive. Its ceiling rose high above, lost in shadow. Long curved platforms surrounded a central floor where dozens of alien leaders waited. Their eyes followed him as he entered. He felt their attention like weight pressing against his skin. Some showed open anger. Some showed fear. Others showed curiosity. The queen moved to the center of the chamber. The human stood slightly behind her. The child remained at his side. A low sound filled the room. "This gathering is called to order," one of the leaders said. "The human stands accused." The human lifted his head. He did not bow. He did not hide. The accusations came quickly. Humans bring chaos. Humans spread war. Humans destroy systems and call it survival. Humans act on emotion, not reason. Each voice added pressure, each word pushed against him. The queen raised her hand. Silence returned. "This human was observed," she said calmly. "He chose death so others might live." A ripple moved through the chamber. "That proves nothing," another leader said. "Instinct, fear." The human stepped forward before the queen could speak again. "I wasn't afraid," he said. All eyes turned to him. "When the ship was breaking apart," he continued, "I knew I wouldn't survive. I accepted it." "Why?" one demanded. "Because my people were still alive." Murmurs spread. The queen watched him closely. "You value others above yourself," she said, "even strangers." "Yes. That is inefficient," one leader said. The human nodded. "Maybe, but it's who we are." The child tugged gently on his hand. "May I speak?" she asked softly. Shock rolled through the chamber. The queen turned slowly. "You may," she said. The child stepped forward, her small form standing tall in the vast space. "I watched him," she said. "He was hurt, he was afraid, but he stayed." She looked at the others. He did not beg, he did not cry, he waited so others could escape. Silence followed. "He is dangerous," one voice said, weaker now. "Yes," the queen replied, "but not in the way you think." Before more could be said, the chamber shook. Not violently, not yet. A low alarm tone echoed through the hall. Lights shifted from blue to deep red. An officer rushed in and dropped to one knee before the queen. "Your Majesty," the officer said. "Unknown fleet detected. They bypassed outer defenses." The queen's eyes narrowed. "Who?" she asked. "An ancient enemy," the officer replied. "One we cannot stop alone." The chamber filled with tension. The queen turned slowly to the human. "You said your kind fights," she said. "Can they fight this?" The human did not hesitate. "They already are," he said. The queen studied him. "Then call them." Moments later, the stars themselves seemed to move. Human ships arrived without warning. They did not form perfect lines, they did not shine with beauty. They came fast, rough, and determined. They moved to protect. Alien civilians watched as human ships placed themselves between cities and enemy fire. Human pilots took hits without pulling back. The enemy fleet faltered. Then broke. When the last hostile ship fell silent, the galaxy felt different. Quiet. The queen stood on a high platform, watching the stars. "They came for you," she said softly. The human nodded. "We don't leave our own behind." The queen turned. "In all my years," she said, "I have ruled through fear, through control." She knelt before him. The chamber froze. "I name humanity equal," she declared, "not subjects, not enemies." The child smiled. The human felt something loosen in his chest. "Peace." The queen rose. "You may leave," she said, "or stay." He looked at the child. Then at the queen. "We'll talk," he said gently. The queen allowed herself a small smile. The galaxy would never forget that day. Not because humans conquered it, but because they protected it. End.